My name is Jerry Jones. I'm from Tupelo. My studio's in Tupelo. And I am sculpting today. I do both paintings, oil paintings, watercolor, acrylics, but I also work in bronze. And today I'm working on a maquette, which is a model size for a monument that I completed 2 or 3 years ago. And this is the beginning process of this female soldier for our women's veterans group in Louisiana.
Now, when we talked about this earlier, Jerry, you were talking about this being just a female soldier. It's not ethnic. It's
right. Yeah, that was the trick. My mentor that taught me how to do sculpting. This was going to be his last commission. He died with bone cancer before he could actually do it, and so I ended up doing it. But when I first saw his maquette, his name was Jerry as well. I said, Jerry, I can't tell what ethnicity she is. And he just said, yeah, that's what the ladies wanted, because it is to honor all branches of the service. She's wearing fatigues because all of the branches of the service wear the same cut of fatigues. The color patterns are different camo, Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force, and Coast Guard. And so it had to represent all branches of the service. And then the trick is, in this small maquette, is to make her where you really can't tell her ethnicity. The large monument that I did, it worked out one of those God things where I was working on it on just the head, and realized every time I turned it, she looked a little more Asian here, a little more Hispanic here, African American, Caucasian, Native American. It was just fascinating as I worked on her to see little traits that I could enhance and play to, so much so that when you walk around the monument, it's in Bossier City, Louisiana, you can see the ethnicity change. And mainly the veteran ladies themselves, it was one of the most fulfilling parts of it was to hear different ethnicities of these veteran ladies say, that's exactly what I looked like when I was in the Air Force. Or, yeah, that's me in the Navy. And it was just a really cool.
that was rewarding, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Well, now the full size one is, how tall is it?
She's 6'2". The clay was. When you work in this process, it's the lost wax process. When you get to the wax, it shrinks a little bit. So she's somewhere around 6 foot to 6'2".
So what inspires you artistically?
Artistically, I have been since I was a child, fascinated with all of God's creation. Just the trees, the moving water, the clouds, the wind, the animals. I do wildlife, and I'm just fascinated by color and patterns and shapes. And in a painting or a drawing, I love a good, strong drop shadow that gives a grounding to the piece. Sculpture makes its own drop shadow, so I don't have to paint that in. But mainly just God's creation.
I'm gonna kind of pan over some of your pieces here.
The first piece there's smoke trees out by the house, and it's plein air oil, and done really fast. And I like.
I see your shadows there, your long
you see
shadows.
my shadows.
I do.
Thank you for that. And that's a watercolor, the barn there. One of the first watercolors I did, I'm new to that. And that's a still life I did back during the winter months when it was too cold to get outside. I was working on a project with some green apples on a silver tray, and I did several of those trying to capture. This piece here is the first sculpture I ever did. It's a turkey hunter. It was supposed to be my youngest son when he harvested his first bird, but I ended up looking at myself a lot in the mirror, putting on the gear and holding the shotgun, and so it's kind of a blend between my youngest son, Matt, and me.
Well, you seem to be inspired in a lot of different mediums, so I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what you do next.
I worry sometimes. I know it's best to get in a lane and stay there, but I'm 70 and I just want to try all the lanes.
Yeah.
And it is the struggle and the exploration that is the most fun of all
You know,
of
the
it.
learning curve.
Yeah, making the mistakes and correcting them and then going,
Figured it
"Wow,
out."
That looks like something.
Yeah.
Stopping.
Thank you.
Thank you.